One more time. And I bring to remembrance a message Pastor Eastwood brought to me. We won't go back into that this time around. But a message he brought to me. And it's kept me, every time I face a crisis, I remember his voice. And I can remember it in my ears that James, the last thing he said, James, God will take care of you. When I it's so serious that when I travel by air and I face turbulence, I remember his voice. When the plane shakes, I don't like turbulence. I don't like plane shaking. Some of you haven't traveled, so you don't know what turbulence is. What for you is real turbulence, clear air turbulence. But I remember, can I tell this? I went with Archbishop Benson, that was in 1985. We were from New York going to Lagos. And we flew Nigeria Airways and we landed in Lagos. So we were moving on Okada Air, Chief Egbenedion's plane, from Lagos to Benin City. And we ran, it was bad weather. So I tried to convince Archbishop. He said, Papa, the weather is not good. I know what I was afraid of. But Papa doesn't. And he told me, no, we are going. And we got into the air about 15 minutes. The plane, we had Filipino pilots. The plane dived. The plane turned. When I was at the edge of my seat, like this. And I told God, if we land safely, anything you tell me. I don't have baby now. Please, let this pilot. And the pilot came on and said, ladies and gentlemen, we have lost contact with Lagos. We have lost contact with Port Harcourt. And I don't know where we are. I said, Lord. Archbishop Idahosa and Mama Margaret were in first class. There was a curtain. It was a 90-seater. We were in business. Then, as the pilot said that, Idahosa stood up and parted the curtain. I could hear Muslims shout, Allah! Wallahi! Everybody was calling his God. Wallahi. And some were hitting their head on the ground. Because it was a case of death. You could hear the sound of the plane. And it would dive. And I was sitting at the edge of my seat. He also stood up, lifted his hand. He said, Lord, you did not call me to die in a plane crash. It's good to follow great leaders. Let's give it up for Pastor Eastwood. It's good. Leaders who know God. Yes. Not by emotion or fiction. Leaders who have gone through things and survived. Leaders who have gone through things. Not toy soldiers. He stood up and said, in the name of Jesus, Father, you did not call me to die in a plane crash. My assignment is not over. Pilot, find your way. He sat down. I said, that's my man. Yeah, that's my man. I sat down. I said, we are on course. About 3 minutes after, the pilot said, I've made contact with Port Harcourt. Listen. Whereas we were from Accra to Tamale, we had appeared in Ho. The plane had lost course. I will never forget. And the plane went back to Lagos. I don't know where this happened, but it will save somebody's life. The plane had gone back to Lagos. When we got down, the officer said, James, we are going back. I said, Papa, the weather hasn't changed. He said, you don't travel like I travel. If I don't conquer this thing today, it will affect my travels. He said, he must face the danger or it will affect the rest of his life. That fear will be in him. He said, I must face it today. Call Chief Igbenedion that we are going. He should give me another aircraft. May God give you courage. May God help you to learn the boldness of your leader. Give God a big hand. We don't follow